So for the viewers who are being faithful to our campaign, I want to apologize first about last week's audio session, but for the most of the video, you noticed that there was a huge outbreak, another riot in the city of Sandpoint. Father Toybn, with the help of Nalia, were healing certain members of the townsfolk for those that he said that had the most faith. That faith turned into then cleansing, where one woman was burned, a couple of guards killed, a couple of thugs were killed, and townsmen were injured. But not before his adopted son Marius threw away his cloth, ripped his insignia of the Sandpoint Cathedral, an inquisitor of Desna, off of his garments. A battle broke out with the trained paladins from the Church of Sandpoint. At the end of the battle, most of the party members were injured, really knocking on death's door, but the one actually went through the door. Jacques, being our first party member to die, which was really a sight of Father Toybn holding Jacques hostage and Bella shooting them and burning most of the paladins up alive and incinerating Jacques with one shot of her gun. The party revels in the aftermath of the burn stage as the militia are trying to put out the fires and, kind of get the crowd to go back home. So we're going to start off group with the aftermath of the riots. The church is boarded up. You see dead militiamen on the ground, as well as, injured and hurt townsfolk. You can hear men wailing and women crying and children crying. Broderick is nowhere to be seen.
What the fuck is going on? What happened here?
Is it still the same day, or is this the next day?
The same day.
Okay.
The last thing the party members is the sheriff and his deputy toting Father Toybn to the garrison.
Colonel?
And so that everyone knows, I believe that Broderick spent his last channels to heal. I'm going to look at the dice tray really quickly. Dice tray. Somebody find those dice. Oh, here I got them. So we have a 4, a 5, and that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does. A 4 and a 5 and an 11. So that is what you healed for. The party heals for. Please don't tell me what your max HP is or any of that, but he did do that before he headed off into the distance.
Was that cumulative? Am I understanding that correctly?
He casted 2 times. Or 3 times.
4, 5, and 11. Okay.
I don't know about the rest of y'all, but personally, I think myself and a few of you could probably use a drink. I say we get out of here.
I'm all for getting out of here, but I would still like to know what the fuck happened here.
We could talk about it over a beverage.
Okay.
So the group makes their way back to the White Deer.
Are we letting Father Toybn escape into the church?
Oh, no, he got taken away.
He was arrested, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, I stood in between him and the church, and then he tried to negotiate letting him go by holding someone hostage, and I didn't believe him. I thought the guy was gonna die no matter what. And so when he walked forward, ignoring what I said, I roasted and toasted the whole team.
That boy
I did
you killed
miss.
was a well-known, the son of a well-known towns member.
I don't think he'll be happy with me. But the kid was already dead. Even if I pulled the trigger, he was dead well before that.
We'll have to see where he places the blame then.
Yeah, they usually put it on the outsiders.
So, Marius, how do you feel about all this? You're probably more affected than most.
Marius just kind of runs his hands through his hair. He just has a very distant look about him. I just, I don't know. This is, I feel like I've failed. Everything's failed. We've, like, nothing's stuck. Nothing succeeded. You know, the town's even worse off than before the plague happened. Like, even after the plague, you know, bodies and people lying everywhere. It's just this immense sense of loss. And now, you know, I stand at the end of it with no family and no home.
Well,
Lost a friend.
I know it's tough, kid. Believe me, I've seen a lot of things like this happen in my years of traveling. But you can't measure everything in success or failure. Not everything's so black and white. You learned something, you grew, you helped stop you helped stop your dad, and you helped. In the end, the people are going to be better off for it. It's going to be rough times going for a little while, but you still did what you felt was right, and I'd call that a success any day of the week.
And
Sometimes
it only
success
looked
just
like
doesn't look so rosy.
20 or 30 people died, so could have been worse.
That's still a lot of people, and I am shocked by what I saw today.
I'm sorry.
You can't worry about what's happened in the past. You can't change it. All you can ask yourself is, what are you going to do now, and how are you going to try and make things better from here on out.
I don't know what to expect now. Marius, do you know anything about what he was alluding to? It sounded like he kept saying there was something worse coming. I was at the back of the crowd for a lot of it, so maybe I missed something.
So there was we've talked and talked, you know, a lot of challenging my faith and things to believe in. And honestly, there's things coming anyway. You know, we have notable threats outside the city walls, goblins amassing with orcs. You know, I did see signs of Lamashtu and rituals at the time, you know, that I wasn't aware of or just lost in shock. It was still the fact that,
Wait a second, Lamash 2?
yes,
And then I'll take out 2 of the paintings that I drew down earlier from the cave. Is one of these Lamash 2?
is it a three-eyed jackal?
No. I'll post them in chat.
Lamash 2. I don't know if I'm familiar with that either, but it doesn't sound good.
They're under
Hi.
the character tab. You can see the paintings.
Yeah, in
Awesome.
the character tab.
Well, Marius, what do you plan on doing now?
Another bad part about, the impending doom of the city, I've run out of resources. Rescuing those ladies cost me quite a bit, and I'm running fairly low.
Wait, how did it cost you exactly?
So when my gun shoots molten lead, you may not have seen a lot of them, but they're not normally supposed to do that. And it's tricky getting the materials for that.
I must have missed that. I was a little preoccupied trying to untie one of the women while standing in a fire.
You know what? That was very brave of you.
I missed a lot apparently, but I did hear him say something about this purge or cleansing. I don't know what that's about. I mean, what is the point of this?
So the Marius thinks on the paintings because he was there to see them too, and refreshing his memory of it. No, these particular images look like maybe who the goblins were serving.
Oh, okay.
Or icons. Lamash 2 is an agent or a deity that was against Desna.
Oh.
Um,
You don't think that the guy pretending to, like, the main guy that was burning people alive was
Tobin.
pretending? Sorry, I'm still not quite sure what happened there. No one's told me.
so my father,
Oh,
um, okay, so we're going to go back. It's a long story. We we kind of got drafted into helping the town, and what I mean by that is um, Jacques, myself, um, Nawalia, Broderick. We stumbled across Garlemond, Aloysius, and their friends fighting a dragon in a cave.
I just want to
under
say
the
real
town.
quick, this flashback music is awesome. Oh, damn.
Cody, quit interrupting and role playing. I love you though.
We fought this dragon. This is how we ended up saving King Fatmouth back there, as Marius points over his shoulder towards the goblin in disguise. We managed to prove victorious at great cost, and it ended up with us finding, I guess, an artifact in the cave, a well. My sister and I placed Garlemond's friend in it, and we managed to save him from the atrocious injuries he suffered at the hands of the dragon.
what
But
was
it physically,
beside this well? And why was it in a cave? Was it like a ruin?
that's a good question. It is something I'm not super familiar with. But it appeared to have been a well of healing, or at least energy. But it also took its toll on my sister and I, and it changed her into some angelic being, as well as aged me in the process.
Oh. By age, do you mean like 1, 2 years? Or
I can't tell, but I feel like I've well past what would be considered puberty at this point, as Marius kind of looks down at himself and in general.
so you were a prepubescent child recently?
I was, yes.
Okay, if you have a drink next to you, she's gonna just grab it and take it away from you.
I was one of the older ones of the group, but I definitely, it changed us. It changed us heavily. After that, the town was stricken with a disease, and we went out and we did our best to collect these plants and materials to help um, the local alchemist, Broderick's teacher. I can never remember her name.
Did you guys make some anti-plague?
We tried.
Well, I mean, it's a little expensive, but about 5 gold and a day's worth, you can make a bottle that will give the person a very good chance of survival.
Well, with what we succeeded in, we managed to save over 70%, 60% of the population. We lost about 37% of everybody.
Oh, that's... Wow, this town really has gone to shit.
And then we tried. Garlemon had an idea, and I thought that I could help as well. But we tried to spin it as something for people to hold on to, and Marius just kind of lets out a defeated sigh.
Did you start a cult?
We were trying to help people give hope, stop people from running, of having fear. We suggested to Father Toybn that maybe propping Nwali up as an icon of good and healing could help build some strength in the town again.
Why not just leave the town? If it's dying, let it die.
I don't think that's the answer. I think it's worth saving. The manner in which they chose to save it, well, maybe that's questionable, but
Every society, town, even country falls eventually to the sands of time. If things are inevitable, it's best to pack up and move.
Yeah, but that's easy for us to say, but not everybody's a seasoned adventurer. Not everybody has somewhere to go or plans they can just follow up on. Their families here, children, women, people who can't fight. We can't just send them off into the wilderness to fend for themselves and hope they can make it to the next city safely.
Especially
and even then, the economic burden of taking in all those extra people would fall upon the next city.
But it's also the fact that even when we were finding these resources, I saw something at the top of the tree that I didn't tell anybody because I didn't think about it. Because coming back after all of the and dealing after it all and dealing with all the death, I just kind of forgot about it till recently. And interacting with my father and dealing with the goblins and everything just kind of clued in. But I saw a ritual to Lamashtu at the top of the tall tree that we went to go collect the moss at.
What is... So I know Lamashtu is a deity.
She's the mother of monsters.
Okay, that's a pretty bad deity.
She's very much in direct conflict with Desna. Over long histories and the killing of Desna's mentor and the, I guess, what is it? The patronage of certain domains.
What does this all have to do with your dad freaking out and burning women and men alive?
He was hoping to make everything pure and clean in Desna's image. He
It's really gross.
perverted her idea of what things are. And unfortunately, he lost his way. He took his own history, the stories he told me about where he came from, and he chose to deny those the same choices he had. And I could not stand there and let him continue this violence against people. If he was in the same position and he was the one on the stake or the one at the noose, I would have stopped the person trying to hang or burn him as well. Regardless of where he came from, denying the people the choice of their own actions to improve and grow is something I can't tolerate.
Well, that makes my conscience a lot clearer about the decisions I made in the heat of the moment. No pun intended, my bad.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
It's a tragedy. This is a long written tragedy, and it's only been a couple of fortnights. It must have been maybe over 2 months this has all happened. It's insane. It is utterly insane to know that even now, in this moment, there's monsters outside the gate that are potentially moving against us.
Not potentially, definitely. Like, I don't want to sugarcoat it for you, kid, but this town is fucked.
Well, this is a lot to take in right now. I'm gonna have to go get some fresh air. Garlemon, thanks for the drink, and I'm gonna like toss him a silver piece or whatever it might be for a drink at the bar. And
Also, you're a kid. Don't drink alcohol.
me, I'm not a kid.
No, not you. I'm talking to Marion.
Oh, it's like I'm 41 years old. And I'm just gonna, yeah, Devin's just gonna head outside. And he's gonna get some fresh air. He's gonna walk outside.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of kids in my life, and Marius ain't no kid anymore. Once you have to turn away from your parents, once you've killed a man, you ain't a kid anymore.
Fat Mouth says, he points to Garlemon. He say, where me pointy ear boy at?
Afraid he ain't with us anymore, little man.
What you mean not with us?
He's I'll put it. You're simple. He's dead. He's dead, kid.
He not move anymore when you poke him on ground.
That's right.
Well, I
Yeah.
remember when we were in cave and he tried to hurt me and my golf friends. That's what you get when you try to hurt others. You wind up not moving anymore.
Well, he's gone now. So we all put what we do here is when one of our friends dies, we all have a drink in his honor. We all throw on that smile that we can only make in this time of mourning, and we try and remember them for the best.
Here, here. Here, here.
I appreciate it, but I'm not a drinker. It
Well,
kind of messes with the poison in my blood. Gets really awkward.
okay, well, you can pretend.
Glug, glug. Glug.
Fine acting.
I was gonna say,
Thank you. Look, I'm
Marius
not great
is
at
gonna
talking to people.
grimace as he tries it out.
So after the night's festivities, we'll have the group go back and start sleeping. But the group gets their time. Actually, get more than 8 hours of sleep. It's been an eventful day. Everyone roll. I'm not gonna do a 4-2 save just because we're down a player for to be drunk or whatnot. But you're woken up and roll a perception check. Bella and
Right.
Marius and Aloysius, you hear just the town dogs become increasingly upset outside. It's still early in the morning. Around dawn. But what the dogs isn't what upsets you. What upsets you is that you smell rotten fish. It smells like rotting seafood that has been sitting in the Varisian sun for days.
I'm gonna take a little herb out of my back pocket and just rub it underneath my nose, and then put it back into my back pocket.
From outside, you hear screams.
Marius dons his armor.
Fuck. I just woke up. And I'm gonna run out and then take my pistol out of my mouth again. Load up a shot.
So as you make your way, you see the townsfolk kind of just in a rush. It seems from this area. You can hear people screaming from the docks.
Ugh, fuck.
But as you make your way, because you're really here, the group is here, what you see here is what alarms you. The bright, crystal clear Frisian sea with chilled waters. As you peek over, you see that it has now been tainted and tinted red. You see dead fish, crustaceans, crabs, lobsters, oysters, all on the beach shores, the sandy shores. The smell of rotten fish is so strong that it burns your nostrils.
I'm gonna take the herb out from the back of my pocket and just stuff it in my nostrils now.
The water's gone bad. This town's cursed.
Yeah, like you said, some towns just deserve to die. Fucking hell. And I'll keep running towards the dock and like try to slip into my armor on the way.
It would have been better off in Riddleport.
Honestly.
So does the group want to head down to the docks?
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna follow Garlemald.
I'm still asleep. No one woke me
Yeah.
up.
Well,
No, I thought we're roomies, right?
Well, yeah, but you didn't wake me up.
well,
I was the only person who didn't hear it.
Oh, I didn't leave right away. I was
Oh.
donning my armor.
I'm gonna run and get Garlemald before we go to the docks, you guys.
I got you.
I'm gonna keep running.
As the group makes...
Aloy.
Sorry, Aloysius, sorry, say.
No.
So as the group makes their way to the docks, go ahead and put your characters right here.
I'm not entirely sure I heard it either with that roll I had.
You were there. I'm gonna assume that everybody woke you up.
Okay.
On the way, I will also distribute out 2 health potions.
To who?
One to Marius and one to Aloysius if he's running with us. If not, just 2 to Marius because he's a kid.
I'm here on the dock with you.
Okay, then you get one too. And then I'll chug a potion of shield.
I'm missing one person.
It's not letting me bring my token over for whatever reason. There we go.
Before
You
you,
heavens.
you see militiamen floating in the water. Now this is not blue, it is red. You hear a scream. And it sounds like it's coming from this boat. You see a woman peeked outside the boat, shaking. You see dogs on the dock barking into the sea. And you see dead bodies around.
Can I try to make a perception check to see things in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You just catch ripples and waves, and it seems like it's just fish swimming around or bobbling up. So that was Garlemald's perception. You need to roll yours.
sorry, it's lagging a bit.
No worries. Let me see here.
Yeah, I'm curious too if does that smell mean anything?
It smells horrible. You definitely see. Let me see. I don't want to cheat. Let me see.
That is a fairly high roll.
Yeah, but you know, I make enemies like y'all make enemies. Make characters. Let me see. With that, it is. You see, in this area, you notice more bubbles.
Here and here.
Mm-hmm. It seems like the bubbles are
Uh,
kind of moving back and forth.
I'll I'll point it out to everyone and say movement underneath the water. Be careful. Try not to get dragged under. That does not look pleasant.
I'm glad I
Gnomes
left.
are not strong swimmers. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, I'm not a strong swimmer either.
I'm not a swimmer at all with how my sword's locked up.
Well, then
Well,
let's not
try to
get
affect
dragged in the
the
water.
people.
Well,
Devin's
Marius
gonna take a step back.
is going to, I guess, move a bit closer, at least to the dock, about here.
I will follow behind Marius and I will just ray in action to shoot the first thing that pops up.
I'll follow along with them. If there's a post anywhere over here or something I could tie a rope to, I'm gonna tie a rope around that and then around my stomach.
There's a post. There's a post here and here. All the posts you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna tie a rope to that and then I'm gonna tie it around myself.
Well, how many feet
That's
of
a
rope do you
pretty good
have?
idea.
50.
Okay.
It's not a bad idea, Garamond.
Marius looks over his
mean-
shoulder just to see how everybody's going at it, and then he's going to walk up to the crane,
Okay, walk up to the
so about
crane.
here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to call out to the woman. So, are you okay? What's going on?
She replies, "It happened so quickly. We were unloading docks in the morning. At that moment, you can hear the water ripples as the boats start to bob in and out as the wind picks up.
You need to get onto the dock now. The water is not safe.
And her boat kind of drifts out towards this area. And she says she's trying to weave it back in. She says, I'm not strong enough. I need help being pulled to the dock. I'm scared." She tells you that she was unloading and then something came out of the water and attacked the crewmates. And everyone, the laborers and the lifters unloading and operating the cranes.
What did it look like? I shout out.
Marius,
She says
this looks like a trap.
it was a blur.
Well, get out of we gotta get you out of here. Let's get away from the water.
So I sheath my weapon, and I grab my rope, and I'm going to loose or feed a bit of the rope, and I'm going to try and toss it towards her.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a
Guys, this
check.
very much looks like a trap. Please be careful.
Can I
Just
assist?
standard
Marius?
D20, or do you
You
want
can.
to range?
Just roll a range check to her.
I don't know if that would be assisting. Probably with the pooling, I guess. I can't help him throw it, but
Yeah, you can see us. That's not a hard check. She grabs the rope.
all right, let's pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Matthew, excuse me, Devin, make a strength check. Make some strength checks.
Or do you want a strength check from all of us?
For you and Matthew.
Mine should have gone through. It should be
Yep,
set to whisper
great.
now.
You do it, and she has the rope.
Let's get her out of there. Let's pull her in, get her on the dock, and walk her back away from the water as fast as possible.
I have my gun just out, waiting for something to pop out the water.
As you start to drag, the boats start to rock. And you hear
Wait, are we dragging the woman or the boat?
the woman.
Okay, good.
At that moment, what stands before you, it pops out of the water. You see something you've never seen before, but the image description is truly terrifying. You see a multiple angry snake-like head rise underneath the bloody dark red water. It seems to have a sleek yet serpentine body as it pops up and begins to attack.
I hate Father Toybn. Do I get my attack on it?
Yeah, you do. You get to
Am I
attack
ready to
on it. You do.
Oh wow, some of
Okay,
those
so
guys
okay.
look kind of cute.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Like, that hits, but I didn't specifically...
Everyone roll initiative.
It's the first damage plus a fortitude save.
Okay, let me roll my initiative. Okay, I got a 15. My turn. My turn. What am I at? Hold up. Everybody, I'm just gonna cancel the turn order and add it again. Oh, doesn't matter. Never mind. So, Bella, she's got a 7. Devin got his 16. Bella's at a 7. Marius, what did you get, Marius, for your initiative? 8. I see it.
Yep.
Aloysius got a 13. Devin's a 16. Garlemon, I saw 11. Okay, let me add my turn. What'd I get? I got a 15-2. Okay, so I'm going to go after Devin. Okay, Devin, seeing the beast.
Wait.
What?
Did you roll the fortitude save?
Let me roll 4 to save. Okay, what is that?
Give me a second. Takes 9 damage, and he's going to be bleeding for when he's...
So it's just 11 damage altogether. How much damage is it?
It's 13 damage altogether, and he's going to be bleeding every turn.
Okay. Okay. So Devin, your turn.
Oh shit! And I'm just gonna take the woman. I'll even like pull her away from Marius if I have to, and I'll try to like double time it off of this dock.
Okay.
Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think that's as far as I can go, right?
Yep. So you grabbed her off the dock. Now the creature's going to swim up.
At the start of its turn, it takes another 4 bleed damage.
Okay, 4 bleed damage, and it is going to attack. I'm going to attack the creature that attacked it. Okay,
That will
let's
miss.
see. Okay, that's not an attack. That's a swim roll.
Oh. I was really worried because a plus 11 is ouch.
sorry. 5, 10. Okay. So I'm going to attack. Okay, so I get. You see one of the heads start to move to attack Bella. Another head moves to attack Bella. I'm gonna have another one move to attack Bella. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other one's going. Hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one's going to attack Marius.
Alright,
Okay.
it needs to make 2 fortitude saves.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll my damage. Plus 3. So 9 damage to Bella, 8 damage to Bella. What's the fortitude save gotta be?
Well, normally it would be 14, but since he's already been infected by this poison, it's the 16. So he needs to be a DC 16 fortitude save.
Okay. So 8 and 9 damage Bella, and since he did hit you, he's going to attempt to grapple you.
He only rolled 1, he needs to roll 2.
I gotta roll 2 back to back.
Yeah, because he hit me twice. Each time he bites me, he's injected with poison.
Okay.
Alright, he takes another 9 damage.
I don't think he takes the poison damage each time he has to make the save, does he?
Yes, each time he hits me, he takes the poison damage. It's part of the Toxicant ability. If I get hit with an unarmed or a natural attack, they get exposed to the poison and have to make the save. Each time he fails, it goes up by 2 due to poison rolls. Unless, like, its duration is over, which after this round, 1 round from the first time he got poisoned will be over. So it'll go back down to a DC 14. But then he's been affected again, so if he hits me again by his turn, it'll stay at 16. Poison rolls are really weird.
Okay, so
What's his grapple attempt?
so 8 and 9. So now I'm gonna roll a grapple attempt. Plus my CMB. Okay, this has gotta be your CMD. But I failed, correct?
Insanely, you fail.
Okay, and that's gonna be my turn.
You still have to hit Marius.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I missed Marius. I rolled the 11 Marius. Did that miss you?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I missed you, bud. I rolled a 13. That misses, right? Oh, you're right, Marius. I didn't hit you. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. It misses. 12 misses you anyway. So you see this beast come out of this pugnic, this nasty water, attacks Bella after she hit him a couple of times, then swings at Marius with 5 heads and misses. Now it is Aloysius' turn. Seeing as Aloysius, what are you gonna do?
It's always something in this damn town. I'm gonna yell, "Hey, ugly!" and then throw a bomb at this creature.
Okay. That's a touch.
Yeah, touch AC.
Okay, so you do big damage.
Boom!
Okay, so 12. You hit. So at that moment, you see Aloysius lob a bomb. You see that the monster reacts to this pretty big. Aloysius. That was a good hit. Okay. What's that? Okay. Now it is Garlemon's turn.
I guess I'll move up here and wait.
This ain't your
I
fight,
need to
Garlemon.
get some throwing weapons or something.
Grab a boat, Garlemon. There's a boat right here if you want to.
Throw Fat Mouth.
Actually, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so I'll hop into this boat and
Cut it. Roll to cut that. Roll to cut that thing. Roll to cut that thing. Just roll the attack action to cut that rope. Bam! Garlemald, Garlemald! He hits it, jumps in the boat. That's your move, Garlemald.
other than that, I mean, if I can just kick it off towards him or something, I don't know. I don't know if I have a good way of aiming the boat.
Here we go, Garlemald.
Yeah, the Garla boat.
Hold up, bud. Move you to front. Move you to front. Group these. Group. There you go, Garlemald. You should be able to ride. Can you do it now?
Yep.
Okay, I'll let you do your thing. Okay, so he takes off. Look those rules up, Garlemald, for your next turn. Marius, what are you gonna do?
Just trying to think here, because yeah, ranged weapons aren't a thing, and I'm assuming I'm well in its threat range.
I mean, it hit you from where it's at, sir.
It hit both of us, so yeah.
I guess for now, I'm just going to 5 foot over here to give myself full cover. And honestly, at this point, it's me just trying to bait it in closer. So Marius is just going to just kind of make a lot of noise and try and draw its focus. Other than that, there's not much I can do at this current point in time, so I guess I'll delay. If it comes in close enough for me to hit it, I'll hit it with my flail.
Okay. Bella, finally your turn.
I'm gonna take the withdraw action, hoping it doesn't have a 20-foot range, but you know, I don't know. And then I will go 20. Does it attack me here?
So the thing about it, Cody, for each attack you get an attack of opportunity, correct?
No.
No. You get one normally, and then there's a feat you can get that gives you an additional attack of opportunity for your dex score.
That's combat reflexes.
But otherwise, everything only gets one.
Okay, so we're gonna get one attack.
Does it have a 20-foot range?
Well, you're walking out of its threat and squared, which is right here.
Use action.
What'd you say?
Yeah, it's huge. It definitely has a reach that far.
I said I used the withdraw action, so the first square that I leave doesn't draw opportunity attacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I knew it had 15. I didn't know if it had 20. That's why I asked.
Okay, so...
Because if it has 20, I'm still in the range and whatever. My character doesn't know.
I got you.
But it knows it can hit me from there.
Is withdrawal...
It's an action.
Okay. Withdrawal. Let me look this up really quick. Okay, so when you move, so you do not get an attack of opportunity, correct? Okay. So
And then I will take a move action and run 15 feet away. And so I'm like off the map. I'm fucking out. Okay. I'm so close to...
Devin, your turn.
Okay, I just realized while I was waiting that I screwed up my last turn and I could have done so much more. But anyway, I'm gonna look at the woman. I should have done this last time, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, look at me. I need you to stay calm, but tell me, are there any more survivors on the dock?" I don't know if she can actually answer me technically, and then I'm going to turn around and fire my... Let me check, see how far away I am. Fire my crossbow at this thing. I guess she doesn't get a turn, so I'm not really sure if she ever will get to answer me. There you go. That's my roll.
Okay, so you hit the creature. And you hit it in the eye. I mean, you don't really. The damage isn't like too crazy. I mean, you hit it in the eye though, Matthew. So you did good on that.
Wow, got a good, precise shot there. So, but I don't notice any significant reaction.
No.
Dang it! I gotta get bigger bolts next time.
Seeing the creature, seeing Marius trying to get its attention. Marius, can I have like a? Can I have a check or something? Can I have a check or? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. The creature's going to move up 5'10". It is now on.
It'll take
Holy.
bleed damage. I'm rolling really well on that.
Okay.
Attack of opportunity. Oh boy.
So now it is going to attack Marius.
I do get an attack of opportunity. Yes.
Well, you're behind. You're behind cover. So would you get it when it jumps up here?
Well, if your square is that big, I can still technically hit here, right?
I mean, I would think so. Yeah, it's coming up here and it's getting on top of the stage. I mean, on top of the dog.
Yeah, he'd be able to get an attack of opportunity on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can
Yep.
roll.
Huh.
So as you miss, the crane gets in the way, giving him and you both a little concealment. So I'm going to attack Amarius 1, 2, 3 times, and then I'm going to attack Aloysius 2 times.
Now, the Hydra did move that turn, so it can't full attack.
It can only attack once, yeah. Unless it has pounce, which holy fuck if it has pounce, but
1, 2,
unless it has
3,
that
4,
specific
5. It does have pounce. 1,
monster
2,
ability.
3, 4, 5. So attack Marius. What does only the first two attacks hit you, Marius?
Yep.
Okay, and the last one
You hit
misses.
me twice.
I hit you twice. Okay, so Marius is going to take 28. Again, you hear the creature is thrashing about. You know, it's jumping. You hear the roars as it splashes out of the water. Okay, we're gonna roll this damage for Marius. Plus 3. So 6 damage Marius, 6 damage Marius. Aloysius, you got hit twice as well.
That's right.
11 damage Aloysius. 11 damage
Ouch.
Aloysius. Okay. And I'm going to end. Hold up a hit, so give me a second. Let me see if I can roll to hit or grab Marius. Are you grappled now, Marius?
I sure am.
Okay, let's see if Aloysius is grappled as well. Yep, Aloysius is grappled. So now you see the beast jump up on here, grapple Marius, grapple Aloysius, and I'm gonna end my turn. It is now Aloysius your turn. You should still be up, bud. I'm not sure. Or are you unconscious?
No, I'm up. How do I wrestle to get free?
You just do an escape artist check.
Or you can roll CMB.
Yeah, either one.
Oh shit, neither one's very good.
And this is why you needed Fabi, because Fabi has a grease.
In all technicality, you can just keep attacking it.
Yeah, it's effectively neutral because it has like a -4 to its dex and its AC. So, like,
Can I crack a bomb on it?
If you want to hit yourself with a bomb.
but you know, it technically
I mean, you
lowers
gotta-
its touch AC even more.
Yeah, I might try it.
Well, actually, you can attack any corner of it, so you could attack this corner and you might actually be safe from the bomb still.
That's true.
I just don't know how I'm grappled. Are like both my arms tied up, or
It's got you in its mouth.
It gets its mouth around your waist.
I want to try to hit it with a bomb.
Okay.
Its touch AC is like lowered by 4. So
Oh,
should be able to hit.
sucks.
Grapple.
Yeah, it's taking some pretty big negatives, so you might still hit even with a shit roll.
Yeah, I'm looking this up.
Yeah, like you're hitting touch AC, so that's like Dex plus 10. Doesn't have a great Dex, we know that because of the initiative. So it should be like a 7 to hit touch AC.
Let me see. Grapple. I'm looking for grapple in here. Just double check the rules so I know. So creature tiles bound. Grappled condition.
It's a -4 to dexterity, cannot
Yep.
take opportunity attacks.
Okay.
-2 penalty on all attacks.
So -4. But I would assume you take a -2 if you can't attack it with other avenues, right?
It's a straight roll if you're grappled to attack someone else that you're also
-4.
grappled to.
So that hits. That hits anyway. So you do. I see your damage. You hit a big hit. Again, the bombs are flowing. Good job. Aloysius with the steady bomb damage. Okay. Aloysius did his move. Now it's up for Garlemon's turn.
Okay, so if I'm reading the vehicles properly on this, I get 30 feet of movement with this on a survival check.
Okay.
It does not have the DC listed because I don't know. I've never tried doing this with a vehicle before, but I'll make a survival check.
Okay. What do you want to do with a survival check?
And row the boat.
Sorry.
Oh God.
There you go. Put it back for you. Okay.
There,
I
I'll
got
get
you.
over to there,
So.
and I'm gonna try and smack this.
So since
thing.
it would have 3 heads free, wouldn't it get a type of opportunity for you going through a square?
Grapple technically means that they can't take attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, that's usually the case with grappled. Unless it has special rules for it, it would not be able to.
Okay. So you do it. So now you roll your attack against it.
And that's against whatever his AC is when he's grappled.
Okay. Okay, so you hit the creature and you do. Okay. On that note, the creature falls down and releases Marius and releases Aloysius. Aloysius and Marius, give me a acrobatics check to not take, because you're huge and you are in the air. Aloysius and Marius, as you fall down to the ground, take 1 damage.
Dude, that's huge. That's lethal.
As the creature splashes.
Could be worse.
I mean, it's already up on the dock. Does it fall back in the water?
No, I don't. But some of the some of its heads are. Some of the heads are in the water, but no, it's not. It's not always in the water.
That was a lot faster than I expected.
Well, yeah, Garlemont hit it.
Marius, take your fucking potion.
Yeah, I want to drink my potion.
I'm also gonna drink my potion, cause ow.
As a side note, seeing this large, cool thing in front of me, I'll just take my boat with me, I guess. I'm gonna make a survival check, and I would like to skin as much of this beast as I reasonably can.
Make a survival check.
You're gonna be here a minute.
Be careful. Some of my poison might still be on its fangs.
Okay, well, not a very good roll, but I have a lot to work with.
I guess it is huge. That's a horrible roll.
Hey, it's above average.
You're going to. I'm going to give you enough that can be worked with um, by a medium, I guess you could say. By a medium creature, I guess, if you want to say medium. Enough height.
Okay. Okay.
And you also get. Let's see. Let me look at this picture here.
Oh god, it's bigger now. Everyone run.
Right.
Yeah,
Who
we'll
says
do
poison
that.
can't be
That's the color. We're gonna do that, Cody, and we'll get a huge. I think we could squeeze out a fang or two for some daggers or some throwing daggers.
Oh, cool.
I'll let you get. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I dumbed the fight down because Spencer wasn't here. We did 5 heads. I'll let you get 2 fangs.
Nice. And on a more grisly note, just because I noticed there's a lot of dead people, I'm going to cut open its midsection. Are there any people inside of it?
Okay. You know what? For good thinking, as you open up the stomach, you find a couple of half-eaten bodies. You see a torso, a hand, but you do as you open it up, you do see a halfling as well, a whole halfling.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Is he still alive? Did he get swallowed whole?
Would have to. I mean, I don't. Y'all have to find that out. I don't know.
Can I make a heal check to see if he looks partially digested or anything?
Yeah, sure.
I threw you one too.
Okay. Garlemont, he looks like he needs first aid, but do you have the heal skill? Is this your actual skill? Or are you doing this untrained?
I do actually have. No, I'm doing it untrained, but you don't have to be trained in healing to do it.
Really? Okay. So you do first aid to the halfling.
Excellent.
While he's performing this, is it possible for Devin to just search the docks for any other survivors? Since that woman locked up on me.
Garlemont, let's do some random. Let's everyone make. I'll give the group this one. Everyone link me their HPs from that last battle, please, so I know. Pathfinder. Okay. We don't need them splashes. We just need the buoying of the waves.
I was hoping I'd do better on that survival check to skin it. I was going to make a cool hood out of its head.
That would have been cool.
Oh, well, I'll get a cape or something.
I once gave my monk Hydra armor in 3.5.
Yeah, I'll just make a cool cape or something. Or, well, I'll have somebody else make it. I'm not skilled.
Okay.
I can only make guns and trinkets. I can do some cool things with its blood, though, if you can collect that in a vial.
I'm pretty sure we have a leather worker in town who can probably work with it.
Cool blood.
Cody, make a fortitude save.
Damn.
Cody, your skin starts to itch and become irritated after you skin the creature you noticed. You also notice that the skin is irritated of the halfling and of the half-digested body parts. With that roll, let's roll this. This is going to be 2 charisma. So take
Oof.
2 charisma damage. It is so unsightly and starts to swell up in pustules and things like that. That it is unsightly for those to look at your hands. That's how I'm rationalizing the charisma check. But you still get it nevertheless. But you just notice you're just really itchy. Please let your character sheet reflect that.
Of course.
So for doing it, let's do a little bonus, guys. Let's do Pathfinder. Okay, Pathfinder items. Here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna roll everything. I'll make it fair and square. So 65. Okay. I roll 1, 2, 4. Hope it's -1. Don't roll a 4. Okay, that's great. So I said 65, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The party through the rubble, you see somebody's torso. You notice that they've got like a piece of parchment on them.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Unfortunately, when you open the parchment, you're not able to read it.
Ooh, let me see it.
Okay, I'll pass it off.
All right, DM. Do you need to know my languages?
No. I mean, you can try to read it, though. I mean, I see your
I
character sheet.
will.
You don't recognize any language. You don't recognize the language on the scroll.
Okay. I'll go ahead and identify this for you guys tomorrow. I'm literally tapped today so fucking early in the morning. It's ridiculous.
You got anything that can take care of my hands? They're a little itchy.
See, I would have something to take care of your hands. Unfortunately, everyone else already drank their potions. I figured Golemon the Great wouldn't need it this time, because he didn't need it last time.
And you were indeed correct.
Can I mix up a potion and take a look at that parchment?
Yeah. What are you thinking about doing, Robert?
Also, can I try to bottle some of the body fluids of this Hydra, because it looks poisonous, and I'm very interested in that.
Mm-hmm. Roll a
Okay,
perception
should I roll with
check.
that? Perception?
No, perception. Excuse me. Roll a fortitude save.
Shouldn't I roll a survival check to harvest poison?
I mean, you still have to roll a fortitude save though. Yeah, but you can roll your survival check. Yeah.
Well, I have the poison use class feature. That's a terrible survival check though, so I would have to roll it anyway. Okay.
Okay, so you are good on that. After Garlemon's botched attempt at skinning the creature, and after the battle, with the survival check that you made, you are not successful in getting any fluids that you think is going to be useful for what you have in mind for the experiments that you have.
Carlamond, you got salt water all in the fucking blood. Be
Well,
more
maybe next
careful.
time you should move faster.
Sorry for applying first aid to people.
Aloysius,
I applied
still,
first aid.
even with that spell, you don't know what this is. It doesn't. You're not reading. It's like the letters are moving on the page.
Well, I can't make heads or tails of it.
Like I said, tomorrow I'll be able to get it. I'm surprised I don't know this language. I know most of the chaotic ones, but not all.
Is there Is there a place in town that would deal with this kind of stuff?
What evil
Like
six
scrolls and all that kind of stuff?
scrolls, Hannah could do it, Broderick, so Father Toybn could do it. The church could
Nah,
do it.
I don't think I'll ask
Xantes
him.
could do it.
I think
Yeah.
first things first, I'd like to stop by the garrison and give them a heads up of what happened down here.
Okay. I mean, as you walk, you see a crowd of people. You good, Marius?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think this one out.
You see a crowd of people as you walk to... This is where it happened here. So, as you make your way to the garrison... I'll use Marius still. You see a crowd of people there. The water's still red. You see the militia inside. The garrison is boarded up. You see the militia there on top of the place. It seems that there's a crowd, and they're asking for words of prophecy and revelation from Father Toybn.
Your Father Toybn's full of shit.
You hear mumbles as... Hold up, where's my mumbles at? It doesn't matter. But you hear talk of Father Toybn said this last night about the beast would rise from the sea. But now and we must cleanse the town. And they've imprisoned him. If Father Toybn's not here to pray for our sins, what's gonna happen to the town?
We already killed the fucking Hydra that he predicted.
Yeah, did Father Tobin's prophecy, did he think about that? Did he think we were just going to walk out there and murder it?
It literally bled to death by eating me, and then Garlemald hit it once.
And there was a bunch of bombs from Aloysius, but hey.
And, you know, you had some bombs, but I'm trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, Aloysius.
Double bombs. Bomb, 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 bomb.
Oh shit, how do you have fast?
I mean, I did hit it in the eye once. I mean, you know.
You guys.
Yeah, that did a lot, I'm sure.
The party got there. The party got there in record time. You know, the militia starts to come up as you're leaving the scene. You go here to the garrison.
Well, Garlemald's carrying the fucking cloak, like its skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have very clear, definitive proof that we killed it.
And what do you want to come to the garrison for? To let the sheriff know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him know that the problem's taken care of.
DM, I probably did not perform the appropriate check in the midst of all the other things going on, but was Devin able to, like, find any other survivors, or are they all dead except for the woman?
We also got the halfling.
Yeah, you got the halfling,
yes.
That you made, so you get the halfling. I mean, you could take it. What would you take? I guess you take the halfling to the church or to Hannah.
Probably to
Hannah
Hannah
would be better.
Okay. So what's the chain of events you guys want to do?
I'm not sure. What do you mean?
Well, so you're going to the garrison.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main thing. So what did you want to do at the garrison, Garlemald?
I just wanted to talk to the sheriff, let him know that we got the problem taken care of, and ask him if he could take a look, if he could go out to the docks and deal with, I mean, there's a lot of corpses out there. There's still the big monster sitting out there. We don't want people poking at it.
He says
It may be dangerous to touch.
He says, good idea. He says that I'll get Gorvy, the dung sweeper, to go out there and dispose of it with a couple of men. You sure that it's then disposed of?
Be careful. Its blood is slightly poisonous and is a high irritant.
It should be.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's dead. I'll wave around the big bundle of skin I have.
Well, out of Gorvy shoveling dung through the streets and, head out of Drunker's Way, he should be able to handle it by this time. Well, by now, excuse me.
There's difference between poop and caustic blood, but okay.
He's a town sheriff, not a toxicologist. So that's what the sheriff does. And I'm going to have the group go to Hannah's, correct? Is that where we want to go now?
Yeah.
So we'll move the group down here to Hannah's as you go in. And
Who's
luckily,
Hannah?
Hannah is
The
Broderick's
apothecary.
apothecary. So the thing about Hannah's is that you still, even though it's by the bay, the harbor here, the Sandpoint harbor, the smell, it's faint. But it's not as bad in here. It's because she's burning sage and incense and stuff like that. She looks, as you come in, she looks and says, Broderick, I've been wait. And then she says, she sees the group, the party members, and she said, where's Broderick at? He didn't come home last night.
We don't know.
He might be still upset about the death of J'Accuse. Also, this place is amazing.
She says, thank you, I try hard. At this moment, you can see her, like, potions in the back boiling. You see, like, frog legs hanging up. You see charcoal. Just all kinds of odds and ends in the shop. She says, well, tell Broderick I've been working on a couple of items to help him. I guess it would help you guys as well with your missions and your odds and ends out of town. She's like, I heard some loud noise, some roar coming from the harbor. I was worried about Broderick. I started to shut the shop down and grab a couple of things. You see that she has like a sickle in one hand, like a backpack, kind of slung over her shoulder. She's got like a leather type of armor on. It's very put together, but
Yeah, there was a big old Hydra, and it bit me a couple times, and I didn't enjoy that. And then we bombed it, and Garlemald finally chopped it down the middle.
Yeah, that's actually part of the reason why we're here. We found this halfling inside the Hydra, and both he and, as you can see, my hands here have taken a little bit of irritation from it. I was hoping you might be able to help us out, and we found this parchment, and we thought you might be able to read it, because none of us can seem to.
Okay. She says,
I tried.
Okay. I made the character, so let me see what we got here. Okay, let me see what we got here.
So, if this is the character sheet, divine casters should be able to read divine scrolls, and arcane should be able to read arcane.
So she looks at it, and she tells you. Let me see what I picked here. That she unfortunately cannot read this. She does tell you some type of magic, though.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to read it tomorrow. I just don't have the energy today. I do gotta ask. See that you're in sage. You wouldn't happen to have any mint?
No, she says she has a mint.
I'll take a couple of bundles because I don't know how long this is gonna last, and the mint I shoved up my nose earlier is running out.
Garlemald, she looks at you. She says that it is early in the morning, and she asks, she's like, well, I usually use this for paying members. Do you have much coin? I know you're a Broderick's friend, so I'll definitely give you a discount.
This is Atla speaking.
I know, but she's talking to Garlemon. Garlemon asks if he had anything that could help him. And she looks on this roll a heal check for... Cause she sees his hands. Correct, Garlemon?
Yeah, and we got a whole halfling that's just covered in the stuff, so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll with my heal check. Let's roll this heal check. Okay, 22. So it seems that she looks, and her eyes kind of go wide. She says, "Do you? Cannot be. Did you see this?" And she looks at Garlemon's hands as well. She backs away, puts her gloves on, like her leathery, like tan gloves, and they're thick. She said, "This halfling is covered in the later stages of what appears to be the plague that we suffered from weeks ago, but it's a very advanced version."
That's a problem.
She looks at
Because
Garlemon's
that's the
hands.
case. It sounds like the ocean might be full of that shit right now.
She says, Garlemon, she says, "I know you've been vital with Broderick helping the town, as well as Shaylu. Me and Shaylu's talked since time to time to heal. I know that me and her we spoke very briefly before she left town, but I might be able to help you with lesser restoration."
Garlemon, do you have the plague?
She says,
Starting to sound like it.
She starts to cast this, you see her move her hands, and she gets a little bit of basil and parsley, and you see this eyeball that she has, and she casts, and she says, "Let's hope this works. Let's see if your charisma damage is soft, Garlemon. Let's see." So 1 point of charisma damage is gone, Garlemon.
Okay. Garlemon,
Hmm.
I'm not going to upcharge you on this. But then I'll just take you on a grocery list around the store and telling you what to buy. And it'll cost about 25 gold, but if you do this, there's a very good chance that you'll be able to beat this. But I need you to buy this, and I need you to let me work on a solution.
I just had an idea. The Hydra's still sitting on the beast is still sitting on the dock, and that's what caused this to happen to my arms and our friend's body here.
Yeah.
If that's the case, Hannah, would you be able to use that to make some kind of antidote for the plague?
Well, I don't. She's. I haven't. She's like, I smelled this morning what was going on. I heard the roars. I haven't tested the water yet. I'm not. I haven't. I would need time. I still have a little bit of the concoction that we made for the first plague.
Well, I'm just saying. Now we have the poison readily of it. We have something. We have a direct source for the poison, so we can. It's not like a mystery where it came from anymore. It's something that we can go get our hands on right now if we wanted.
I think if Hannah and I and maybe Bella all work together, we could possibly come up with something.
That's true. And then I'm going to turn and look at Marius. Marius, listen to me. You need to run and tell the mayor who we just told to go clean up that thing thing is carrying the plague and nobody should touch it. Please hurry and run before somebody actually goes out there and starts to spread this plague again further.
Yeah, Marius.
Can you do that for me, doll?
Marius, I can join you and help if it takes two people to spread word faster.
Yeah, well, you're also on horseback, so you can probably outpace me too. But yes, let's.
Sadly, I don't have my horse for this.
Let's not have a repeat.
And Garlemon, please buy these ingredients. I can potentially cure you.
Garlemon probably shouldn't touch anything.
No.
Yeah. Let's worry less about. I'm not worried about myself right now. Let's worry about what we can do for the town, because this could be the big break we've been waiting for.
You have the plague, and you are probably contagious. Getting it out of you ASAP is important. Now, I'm not saying touch these.
I have 11 gold to my name.
I can cover the rest, and then I'll
But
give.
for now, again, I think we should if we can if we're worrying about curing me, we might as well worry about trying to cure everybody.
That can wait as highly contagious. And I will spend 14 gold and Garlemon's 11 to buy enough stuff to make a single dose of anti-plague, because they are expensive. And I will rush back to the tavern and try to convince Garlemon to quarantine himself until I'm done making this.
I'm still at Hannah's. I ain't leaving Hannah's. She's the best equipped person in town for me to quarantine near.
So Hannah
Okay, that's
will
fair.
go.
Plus, I got to make sure our little halfling friend doesn't bite the dust in here. I'd feel bad.
Hannah can definitely, race against time. She can check on. Excuse me. She's gonna see if we can. What we can do with the creature. That's what she says. Let's go to our heal check. Heal check. Pathfinder.
And I'm
The
basically
creature. The
Can I
creature.
assist? Can I assist her heal check?
Yeah, you can. Provide long-term care for
yeah.
8 hours. That's long-term care. Treat deadly wounds. They are deadly. So that a +2 to her heal check roll. Does anybody else want to do this as well?
What I'm doing is I'm running back to the tavern to where I have my little portable alchemist kit set up and making some anti-plague with the ingredients.
Well, she
that we bought.
has an alchemist kit here.
Okay, then I'll do it there. I'll take 10 on it. I'll have a 25, which means the DC.
Okay, so 21. So the halfling is treated, and the disease is treated off the halfling with what she has. It takes about 10 minutes for this to do. For treat disease, let's look at what this does. It's going to be treat disease. Each time it makes a saving throw against disease bait, you make a heal check. If you heal check disease DC, the character should +4. So now let the halfling make a fortitude save against disease. And he gets a +4. Okay, let's see. Okay, so
That's a good check.
That's a good check. I mean, we rolled a 20 anyway. I was going to roll some more. But with Hannah's help, the halfling starts to... Its pustules and scars start to go down instantly. Hannah used some of the extra ingredients she had from the first concoction that the group brought, weeks ago for the plague. And the halfling starts to wake up.
I'm gonna kind of smack him a little and go, "Wake up! Wake up! What's your name?"
At that moment, he acts like he tries to grab a dagger from his belt, but there's nothing there. And he replies and says that his name is... Let me get a halfling generator name. His name is...
Hello.
No, his name is...
Hi.
Vincer. Vincer.
Settle down, Vincer. It's gonna be okay.
Vincer Finbrix. Vincer Finbrix is his name. He says, I'm just a dockhand here for the Fat Man's feed bag, and we were trying to load up crates to send to Magmar, and all of a sudden this creature, it looked like a giant snake, a reddish snake with multiple heads, launched out of the sea. And you can see that he is a little scared at this moment.
Hey, you work for the Fat Man's feedback?
He says, I'm just he says I'm more of a bar back, more manual labor. I can get into the small spaces and to load the ships.
You do work for Lord Rancid, though.
He says, Lord Ranson is there at Fatman's Feedback, but he does not own Fatman's Feedback. I don't know what you're getting at.
Okay. Sorry, I just didn't know, he's a weird guy. I thought he did. Anyway,
No,
sorry.
the owner of the Fat Man's Feed Bag is sorry, I edit my documents here. Is Gressel.
Ew.
Yeah, this
Well, let me tell you, Vincer, you're a lucky man today, because of all the people out on that dock, you might be the only one who survived.
Well, there was the woman. Also us.
Well, okay, you're one of the two that survived, but you're the only one who survived riding in the stomach of the beast.
There was me.
I mean, you got in its mouth.
I'm very small.
I didn't have to cut you out, though.
Yeah, I dropped out. It spit me out because, poison blood, bleeding profusely after it bit me.
Bombed
Not a
my
great
way
time.
out.
Hannah
You
tells
did. I was
you.
impassive.
She replies, and she goes and she says, "Well, as long as Marius, I'm gonna say Marius is there, telling people not to touch the beast. You see militiamen there as you get there. They're about to mess with it. Marius and Devin. I'm gonna say that you tell them not to touch it and to just guard it.
Oh, also, DM, at this point, would I finish making the anti-plague?
How long does that take?
I don't know fucking regular crafting rules. I'm sorry. Like, they're super weird. I know I met the DC, but
Garlemon,
Yeah,
other than that,
crafting rules are all janky.
I know I make them in half the time it's normal because alchemist.
Well, we need to look that up if you're gonna be making stuff.
Okay.
How much does it cost to make a dose of anti-plague?
It costs 50 gold to
50, so
Okay,
a third of
so
50.
50 gold to buy it.
okay, so it costs 25 gold to craft normally.
No.
It would cost.
Alchemical rules
What
are
is it?
at a third.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about normally. So at a third of 50, what is that, like 17 or
Yeah.
18, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means if I remember crafting rules properly, the DC you roll is the amount of silver that goes towards that crafting cost. And once you've filled out the cost with those DC checks, then you have crafted it.
Okay, I automatically roll a 25. If
I would
Okay.
roll a profession alchemy to help out also.
Okay, so at 25, that's 2.5 gold. So let's see. So you got to do
Wait,
that. How
so
many
it takes
times?
fucking a week to make?
Uh, if I am correct, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Even with a helper?
I think you could both make checks separately, so you could add it together. Crafting rules are all janky, and this is why crafting things is difficult, because unless you have crafting feats, crafting stuff is super slow.
Well, I'll help if asked, but otherwise I'll just let Bella take it.
Well, if it's like this pointless and it takes a week to do, just never because
How much does it
it's
cost?
so
18? Let me see. Hold up. What'd you roll?
I took 10, so I got a 25.
What's the DC to make it?
25?
Because you can craft it faster,
takes 2
but
days.
it raises the DC.
Takes 2 days.
Well, I do it in half the time, so I can do it in a day. And then if the other guy's helping me, would that half it again or no?
Here, no, well, he
If
would
he's
have to
not gonna
have
do.
no. He would have to have that feat that it's called helper or something. There's a feat that you get it. There's a feat that you get.
It's not just any other guy. That's Aloysius Dividander Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really wanted to get into crafting because crafting is a whole mess.
Okay, so if it's that pointless, just now then. I'm
Especially
sorry.
mundane crafting.
Take your 11 gold back.
Okay. Well, anyways, after that, so he's good. He critted. The group helped him. So we'll use him as a bonus We write down his name for something in the future.
So hopefully now that we have direct access to the poison or whatever it is that causes the plague, maybe we could have better luck making some kind of cure or antidote or anti-plague or something out of it. Because before we just had the plague itself, we didn't have the source. That's just me theory talking. That's just me theory crafting though.
So
Yeah, I
she
like
she
that. It's a
definitely
direct route.
she gets she does have bits of your hide from the beast that she pinches a piece off of it and puts it in a vial. It's being very careful. She says, "I'm going to study this more. I even might have to bite my lip and go to that apothecary, or so-called apothecary across the road, Podacker, and talk with him about this." And she kind of mumbles. You can tell mumbles under her breath. Hannah's never said anything bad about anyone, so that comment is very out of the way. But she says, "I don't know what much I can do. I'm gonna test the water. Right now, the water doesn't seem like it's doing anything besides killing the fish and tainting the water. So that is an issue, though. We're not gonna be able to swim or get water from the ocean, which we use well water anyway. But fishing, which is gonna be one of our biggest imports here in town, that's gonna be stopped now." And she sighs and said, "Well, let me get back to this." And she goes into the back. She has a couple of vials on her. She says, I do have this to maybe aid, to maybe get to the bottom of it." She pulled and said, "This is I have one potion of cure moderate wounds." If anybody would care for it.
How much are you charging for it?
And she's just going to give it to the group.
Oh, I'll definitely take it. All of my potions have been used by my comrades today.
Hannah, do you have any ideas of how I might be able to get the poison out of the skin? I mean, I'd hate to throw it away.
She's like, "You're going to need a very good tanner." She says, "There's a tanner here in town, but I could try with the other alchemist to neutralize it. Then he might could tan it. Just It would probably be best if you just leave it here for me to study in case I need more bits and pieces off of it." She said, "I'll try to salvage as much as I can from this heap of she said, I guess you would say refuge. There we go, heap of refuge."
Well, if you can, that would be fantastic. I mean, if I could make a cape or a cloak or something out of it someday, that'd be awesome. I also have a couple of teeth here if you need them, but if not, I mean, maybe I'll make daggers or something out of them later.
She said, "Just anything that was from the creature would be a big help. Just leave it there on the table, and I will make sure I get to it."
Okay. And I'll put it all together in a little bundle.
Okay. Marius, after hearing this, what does Marius think about the beast that rose from the sea?
Marius has been thinking long and hard about all the teachings and everything else that he has learned under Father Toybn, and also the confusion he has at this serpentine beast that rose from the waters and is carrying this plague. And wondering what involvement Father Toybn had in its summoning. Um, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
It's because what is it? Did all this happen before Marius and
Devin.
so bad with Devin took off to go spread the word?
No, I mean, you took off to spread the word. It's not, but right here. I mean, that's not many feet. You know, you went here. That's where the attack was at, right here. You know, by the marketplace, and you know that's what from the map, maybe 150 feet, if that. So you know, once you went to the garrison and told them, they immediately, you know, the sheriff sent men to guard it, and they went and woke Gorby up. But now they're just guarding it, and then you went straight back to Hannah's. I mean, that would be your point of reference, and you heard everything. I was, you know.
Just trying to think of the passage of time to just understand where my involvement is. So thinking on this, I keep on thinking of the other part of Desna's enemies, I guess, as Marius just kind of waves his hand a bit. There's still one more beast that's of note here, and the fact that we have a slithering monster rising out of the sea who very much feels like another reptile cohort of Lamashtu here. But being a carrier of this plague makes me think maybe Lander is involved in this as well.
We don't think your father's involved, do we? Wait, did you say all this out loud? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to make sure I wasn't like telepathically talking to your thought.
No, I don't know.
I'm getting the feeling that the fact that he referred to this as a prophecy of the beast rising out of the sea. I'm starting to question if it's not a prophecy and maybe something that's a little more coordinated, and I think he might have a hand in coordinating it.
Yeah, wasn't that obvious?
If
He
he's
knows something, though.
sowing a plague, that means he caused the last one to happen too. Which,
I mean, it falls right into it would fall right into his plans. Get everybody scared, get everybody following under him, and then he can do whatever he wants.
but this plague was before he even knew about Noalia and I, though.
Well, I mean, regardless, it wouldn't be hard to whip people into a fervor with something like this. Noalia just happened to work out for his plans.
Yeah, can't believe you guys did that. Cults are never a good idea.
Well, it wasn't meant to be a cult, but I can't exactly control what he does with it. I'm not exactly head of the church over here.
But it's just everything seems cycling around Desna and this reformation or perversion of the tenets of Desna to be so extreme and confining. Yet again, you know, we have the plague coming from the sea, which we rely on heavily, and again, monsters in the forest. It feels like we're being attacked on all sides here. So I'm not sure.
Because we are.
And I'm
literally
not
land, sea,
and I'm
air.
not sure if Father Toybn's orchestrated this or it's Marius just kind of shrugs. It's just I'm at a loss.
Well, if we're getting attacked from all sides, then we better break out our swords and our shields and get ready to defend on all sides. I don't know about you, but I'm not one for giving up. Just because shit's difficult doesn't mean we have to go giving up.
I am fairly stubborn. But I would finally like to be paid for my good deeds.
Now, you ain't doing it for for it to be a good deed if you're expecting payment. Payment's a bonus. But they already pulled me in this far, so I'm kind of stuck with them.
Payment's like less of a bonus, but just, you know, so that way we can continue to protect.
I mean, you're welcome to go ask these people for payment.
You know what? I will ask the captain that. Like, just see whatever he can spare. And then I'll leave.
Well, Marius, what do you want to do? We could talk to your dad. He seems to be the center of a lot more of this than we'd like. I don't know if we're gonna like what he has to say, but I imagine he's gonna have some words for us up and down.
I'm, yeah. He's our only tie-in to this right now. And even then, it's not like he kept me aware of a lot of things. I can't
Well,
imagine he's going to let us know much now that he's sitting on the other side of bars.
well, nothing we can do but go ask him, right? Come on, cheer up. You got the greatest adventurers in all the land of Sandpoint here. There's nothing we can't handle outside of things that we're not equipped to deal with. So let's do it.
Aloysius abruptly interrupts and looks around and says, Garlemon, you guys, I'll catch up with you later. And he leaves.
Well, all right, buddy. Well, Marius, I guess it's just me and you on this mission.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess who's walking to the garrison now? Back to the garrison.
Bella Blythorn?
And me and Marius, it sounds like, so we can go talk to Toybn. Assuming he's there. I don't know if the jail and the garrison are the same thing in this town.
They are.
Okay, yeah. Then we'd be headed there too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. I've got some things I need to take care of too. So, I'm not gonna be much help, I'm sure.
Okay. Let's go to town hall then. We're going to the garrison. Okay, again, like I said, you go to the garrison, and you know there's a huge crowd. You see Deputy Baylor Viscali, you know, trying to push people back as well as a sheriff. And you go in and you see, you push past the crowd. Um, Deputy sees you. I would expect you to tell me you have important news about the beast, and you make your way into the jail. You can see Father Toybn sitting on a bench. He has like his prayer beads, the Marius ones that you're all too familiar with. Um, he, uh, One of the beads is they're black and they're silver. They have a black butterfly insignia like on the beads, and you can just hear him muttering, you know, just prayers to Desna behind bars.
Hello?
He doesn't do any. He doesn't say anything or respond.
Is this Father Toybn or the sheriff?
This is Father Toybn. The sheriff's there. He's there. The deputy's there. He led you to the sheriff. The sheriff led you to the back where Father Toybn's being held.
Oh, I just wanted to speak to the sheriff, not really Toybn.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do your talk with the sheriff first, I'm okay. That's fine.
Yep. Sheriff. Hello, sheriff?
Yeah, he's there. He speaks to you. He says yes.
Look, I'm sorry to ask you this. I know the town is struggling a lot, but things are about to get very, very worse, and I'm underprepared, and I don't have the funds necessary to prepare. So if you have anything you can spare, I definitely need it.
For gold, he tells you that they get their cut from the mayor Devon. He says, if I can be honest with you, I wouldn't like this to get out, but we're even a back paid here. We're overworked, underpaid, and we're tired. The militia are losing their lives left and right. Um, they have families to feed, and what happens when that soldier or that militiaman dies? There's no way for him to feed his family. Um, so in the last, the recent events, the last couple of days, we've had some militiamen walk off for not being paid on time. So at this point, I'm just doing this because I know it's my duty to Sandpoint and to my citizens to stand here and man this garrison.
Do you guys have an armory? Do you have any like charcoal, salt, phosphorus,
He doesn't know
lead?
what he doesn't know what those things. Well, he knows what charcoal is a little bit, but he doesn't know. He says if you're needing things like that, your best bet is to check out the apothecary here in town.
Thank you for your help, I guess. And then I'll just go soak off back to the tavern.
Okay. Marius and Garlemon.
I'll bang my hand against the bars. Toybn, quit your praying. We need to talk.
He looks at you and he smiles. He smiles at you. Man, he says, "What? What would Toybn say?" He would say, he would say, "Praying is what is keeping me in this town alive at this moment." What do you have to speak with me, Garlemon?
What's keeping this town alive is us having to go out there and deal with this bullshit you keep conjuring up for us. I know you have some part in this, Toybn.
He has to have part in what, Garlemon? The smell of rotten fish and decay.
The word of your so-called prophecy of the beast rising out of the ocean has not fallen on deaf ears, I assure you. You have quite the crowd outside, quite excited. And luckily we were there to deal with it before it caused too much trouble. But I find it awfully curious that you knew that was happening, seeing as how you're locked up in this jail cell and all.
He looks past you and says, "I with a couple of disciples and followers of Desna, if you were not here, could have dispatched the beast." He looks at Morris and says, "That's what my son is trained for, as an inquisitor of the church. I have nothing to conjure, I have no power. My power comes from Desna herself, the black butterfly. I am nothing more but a vessel for her doing. I have no powers, Garlemond. Everything that which I display is given from her."
Don't feed me that bullshit, Toybn. My father was a paladin. He was high paladin, in fact. You think I don't know what holy powers look like? You think I don't know how to recognize it? I saw you fighting out there. You're no cleric. You're no man of the cloth. There was nothing holy about the powers you used. Even I can tell that much. There's more to you than you're telling us. And either you're here to watch this town burn, or you have a very strange way of trying to save it. But one way or another, I don't think Desna has anything to do with it as much as you like to say it does.
He says, "Son, does he speak for you, or do you speak for yourself?"
It was a carrier, you know. It bore the same plague that took almost half this town away from us. And you want to sit here and be smug about it.
What can I do, son? I'm behind bars. This is where you want me. This is where Garlemond and which we help pay for
Father.
fight against a dragon. He says, "What?"
Desna is the goddess of freedom and luck. Binding those women and setting them on fire is not part of her tenets. Choosing to destroy people's lives and make a mockery of justice is not her way. To turn a town against itself is also something she would not uphold. She's curious, she's loving, she's compassionate, she's an adventurer. And you want to take away these choices and freedoms from people to make things more rigid and defined is not the way of Desna. Asking me to kill a man who did not go through justice, who did not get served justice, regardless of his actions, was something I could not handle. My father died on that stage. I don't know what you've become. The man before me is not who I admired all of my life. And I'm now stuck here wondering if somehow the enemies of Desna have gotten to you. Lamash too, Galander, seeing these monsters, this disease, this plague, just literally rising the ocean, and you yourself call it a prophecy. Why would Desna prophesize this happening? This is something Desna would not bring. I'm lucky that I have companions that I can rely on to help fight, to push back this insurmountable tide of shit that is crashing upon our shores, that's beating at our walls, that's killing men, women, and children. As you sit on your knees and pray to the black butterfly and ask for her assistance, maybe you should take more action like you did when you pulled yourself from the streets and give others the opportunity to do so as well. Father, I am Marius No Man's son now. I don't belong to the Church of Desna, and I don't identify as your son. I speak for myself.
He says, "Marius, you can always step away from me, but I'm the one who changed your diapers as well as Noalius when you couldn't even defend for yourself. When I found you and your sister on that beach in a sea of glass that was hot, like an ever-burning fire, that's when I knew that all the studies, that I have been doing things wrong. I took that test. As I walked across that sand that turned to glass and my feet began to burn, I could smell my own flesh. When I touched and held you and your sister, the burning stopped, and I began to feel a power dwell within inside me that touches top of the head to the soles of my feet. I went, and that's when I started to have dreams and visions, many sleepless nights of plagues, of beasts that erupt from the wombs of creatures that worship the three-eyed jackal. You can walk away from the church. That's okay. The church is just a building. But you can never walk away from the beliefs that you were born with the divine prophecy. You and your sister are intertwined and entangled like a vine entangles a tree before it sucks out all the nutrients from it. Marius, the way I have raised you to be a warrior, to be a leader, is going to come. It might not be today or tomorrow or even a year from now. I may even be long gone from this world. But you can walk away from me, but you will never be able to walk away from your faith, Marius. And as far as yes, I did pull myself up from the slums of Magnamir. But I also did this, like we talked about before, with having a strict schedule, not being aloof, saying my prayers, being tedious and meticulous in my prayers, and in my tenets of Desna. I still worship her in the Black Butterfly, but I do it in my own way, and it has led to a successful church and to successful and bright children. Marius, when I had a dream, I dreamed that a creature of 6 heads rose up from the sea. How many heads does the creature have today?
5.
How many women burned on that stage, Marius?
None.
Are you sure? One. Your friend Devin rescued one. One still was burned. But what you didn't understand is that your friend Bella, your Bella, she also was burned as well. She burned and shot Jacques as well. Jacques?
No one was burned on the stage.
No, the woman was. The woman was. You can go back and look at the video. The woman was burned. She never got rescued.
No, she got her fire got put out by the other guy.
Yeah.
The mysterious
yeah, but
stranger.
there were 2 women on the stage.
The other woman
There were
got
2
saved
women,
by
and
our other friend.
then Bella burned the woman. Remember? She burned the woman.
No, she rolled a natural 1 on that attack. She missed. She did not hit the woman.
So she won, but Jacques got burned, correct?
Jacques did get burned.
Okay. So
every woman survived.
So
Jacques
the woman
died.
survived. But Marius, Garlemon, tell me this. Was Jacques a pure person?
How do you define pure? Who are you to try and define that?
I'm asking you, Garlemon. Was he pure?
And I'm asking you, how do you tell me what pure means?
I don't know.
Tell me.
I'm asking. Why was the creature not 6-headed today, but one person was burned?
Why was the creature 5-headed today? Were 5 more people supposed to burn?
That's what I'm asking.
You're asking me questions that don't have answers.
To your understanding.
So
well, then explain it to me,
the
please.
3 people, Father, then the Hydra would have had 3 heads? Like, it makes no sense by that context.
Also, way more than one person was burned. At least 8 people were burned.
Father,
is the Hydra based on arithmetic now? Is that what we're doing?
He tells you that the cleansings was supposed to keep the creature at bay, but since the cleansings did not go through fully, that it came back at a weaker state, but it wasn't, the cleansing wasn't successful.
And you're telling me your god of adventure and love and compassion demanded blood sacrifice?
I'm saying that Desna in the stars, but between each star, what is there, Garlemon?
Sorry, what?
He says, yes, she is the seeker of the stars, the traveler of the stars. But what is there, Garlemon, between each star, between each planet? What is there?
I wouldn't know. I'm not an astrologist.
There's darkness. There's a void. And that void must be filled.
And you expect to fill it with the blood of those who you disagree with?
No, not the blood of those I disagree with. Garlemon, if that was the case, you would be up there in the stake burning. Or those that are impure.
You were happy to burn. You were happy. And who are you to tell us who's pure and impure? Who are you to define that? Who gives you that right? Who gives you that power?
He says, call it the gift of discernment.
There are many gods and many ways of living your life, Father Toybn. And we know that all of these gods have their own power. But the fact is that no one god makes anyone more pure than anyone else's. It's all a matter of perspective.
As Desna traveled from star to star, the sphere walker she was, she also made mistakes in Luna's voice, and she unleashed horrible, disgusting things upon the world. The dreams you speak of, the things you talk about, don't sound like Desna. They sound like the things she's found or the accidents she's run into. Glahonder, or Gahlander, was one such thing. Plague and disease and parasites. The giant mosquito god she unleashed through her own ignorance. Much like what's happening here. This ignorance is continuing and it's creating plague and disease and now famine.
Marius, there are two sides working against each other. I've done what I can. I've tried to set up and do the cleansing of the town. It was rebutted. I tried to call for more stricter regulations that we might be pure. Close down the brothels, close down the gambling houses, close down the taverns where the debauchery takes place and the drunkenness. Again, rebuttal. I even lost my own son because of my faith, which is, I can handle that. I can take that. But I'm out of options, Marius. If you have a better way of handling things, then you and this non-believer here can see to it.
Tobin, all you offered people was a different way of walking down the street. But the fact is that your solutions offered nothing to those whose jobs you took away. What about the people who run those gambling houses? How do they make their money? What about the people who work in the brothel? How do they make their money? Are you going to feed them? Are you going to clothe them? Did you offer them work? No. You offered to burn them. You offered them no such salvation. You offer them on a platter as a sacrifice to try and save the rest of the masses from something that we don't even know is real and we don't even know wanted those sacrifices. You tried doing things your own way, but rather than offering the hand of faith that the church should be offering to the people in need, you decided to clutch it yourself and try and gather all the power you could in that hand. Where was the salvation for those women in that brothel? When did you offer it to them? Where was their help? Nothing. You wish to wipe them away from the world rather than trying to assist them, rather than trying to save them. You wanted to throw them to the side so the rest of us could stand upon their bodies just a little bit higher than the rising waves of chaos around us. You offer no solutions, Father Toybn.
He lets out a sigh and says, "You think that I am fighting you, so therefore this conversation is going to get nowhere." He says, he looks at Mars and says, "Son, you'll see within the next couple of days or weeks. It might not hit you immediately, but just remember the words that I spoke to you, son." He says, "Now, I'm not going to continue this conversation to take me from my prayers." He tells the sheriff, he summons for Sheriff Arvington. He says, "Sheriff, you can please take my guests, my visitors away." And he goes back to praying and clutching his beads.
Well, Sheriff, looks like we're gonna have some tough times ahead of us, but I've had you back so far, and I don't want to see this town die out any more than anybody else does.
He replies,
I understand your
"Son."
resources are tight, but I'm here to help if you need it.
He says he replies to Garlemon. He says, "Garlemon, thank you. Your efforts in this time has not just as a comrade, but I'm starting to consider you a close friend. I know you won't get much word from Deputy Baylor, but any help is very appreciated. With now the shipping and the fishing being affected, the shipment of the carts being hit by the goblins, the missing townspeople, the travelers we're not getting because of all this. if I could say so myself, I've had maybe one too many ales to calm my nerves to get some rest at night. I'm gonna talk with the mayor. If I can be honest with you, I know that right now our goal at Sandpoint was to, and this is just us talking, to get away from Magnamar's clutches as a town, as a city, being a town under them. We want to be more independent, and we were on our way of being more independent with the 4 families and this nice garrison you see here. But we may have to call in a favor for Magnamir. I just don't want Sandpoint to be changed from what it is and what I've come to love.
Well, we're standing upon the abyss, looking down any farther, and we won't have anything left to love.
Do what you gotta do. And worst case scenario, your independence just comes a little bit later, friend. But right now, survival is what's not. You just gotta do what you have to survive. The town might change for the time being, but change is temporary. You can always find a new way later on, but you can't do it if the town dies here.
The sheriff thanks you for your time. Again, he says, please don't let anyone know that I let you speak with Father Toybn. You can see the people outside kind of causing a fuss. We've had to call in militia and post guards on top. The people want to see Father. They want to hear Father Toybn speak. So I'm only going to be able to hold Father Toybn for a little while longer. I don't know how many days. So maybe a week at the most, until we can get word from Magnamar of his trial. If we can even get a judge to come in, or maybe even escort to Magnamar. But I don't know if I have the men to do that. But we're still trying to receive word from the. We're trying to receive word from the justice in Magnamar. If you don't mind, again, just keep this secret, and let me know if I could be any service to you.
Sure thing. And if you need any help, you feel free to let us know. And I know you're having a rough time sleeping here. You lost some good buddies, just like a lot of us have. Have a drink on me, and I'm gonna give him a bottle of that dwarven ale that I still have.
Okay.
Be careful with it. It's old, and it'll get you fucked up. But maybe that's what you're looking for right now.
He gives a chuckle and he does. I am sorry about your comrade. He was too young to die the way he died.
Yeah, that's the way of that's how adventurers live.
I do want to tell you this. He says, you do know that Lonjuku came by yesterday. He was very upset with the person. He spoke to Father Toybn, and I was there and I heard this. I'm glad we're talking about this. I know it might be too soon, but Father Toybn talked to Lonjuku and said that he was not going to hurt Jacques, his son. That he was just there to guard him from you and your friends. Lonjuku is under the impression that your friend, the mouse creature, I don't know her name, intentionally. The goal was to shoot Father Toybn and kill him, regardless if that killed your friend as well. So Lonjuku has asked that me and a couple of the militiamen arrest her. I haven't had time. I am getting pressure from Lonjuku. I was sent word that Titus would be speaking to me. That is 2 out of the 4 families. That is out of the council, which is made up of 6 people. Father Toybn, now it was 6, but now Father Toybn is not on the council. It is 4 people now, I believe. 5 people. Well, Lord Ranson taking Valdemar's spot. I am getting pressure. Again, I'm going to continue. Lonjuku is a very ornery old man. But he does add to the value here at the city. I best you get your comrade's story straight in case he makes a ruckus and we have to all go before the town hall, or again when Father Toybn's tried. She might be tried as well. Prepare for the consequences, Garlemon.
Yeah, I had a feeling that time was gonna come, and I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure about Father Toybn and whether or not he'd do it. Given what had happened that day, it's a complicated situation. But in the end, she made her choice, and that's gonna be the one that she has to defend.
You know, Deputy Baylor, excuse me. Deputy. Oh goodness. Let me get my. You know, Deputy Baylor Biscayne, Chatoin by blood. He has a very solemn face, stern. He's one of my best inquisitors here, one of my best questioners. And he was there with the conversation, and he told me that he believes Father Toybn as well. I know it's a bad situation. You might can talk to Deputy Baylor. He was going to give you. He's not going to give you many words, but he told me that he believed Father Toybn, and that he was not going to hurt an innocent child. Now, that's not my area of
I'm
expertise. That's why I hired him. But just know that Lonjuku has came up here. He came up here yesterday night after Jacques was killed, and he came up here in the wee hours in the morning. I just wanted to forewarn you.
Yeah, we're ready for that conversation. Like I said, it's her choice to defend. I can only give my opinion on the matter. Father Tobin's a charismatic man. Many people look to him. I didn't trust him though. I watched him burn two people. I watched him be ready to burn two people alive on that stage. I watched him take a young man in his arms and tell us that he was ready to murder him in cold blood if we didn't do what he wanted. We can only work with what we were given. I don't like what happened. I wish no one had to get hurt, but in the end, it's just out of my control.
He
So whatever the council decides is what they decide. But my friend is going to have to defend her actions just like we all are.
he replied. He said, "Yeah, again, I take responsibility when the crowd broke out and the masked man came from the side of the stage. It all happened so quickly. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting the burnings. I just knew that Father Toybn had something, and I knew about the man killing the farmers. We had the farmer here who brought him. It happened so quickly, and I want to apologize, but my goal was to get this past us. Let's get refreshed. The guard needs to be trained. My deputy, I'm tired as well. I'm not going to step down as sheriff, but I just want to make sure my deputy is trained and the way of their conversation, and also the way to be a leader. And I want him, I want us all to be successful in running this town. At first, I was maybe against the help of outsiders, but Shaylu has been good to us here at Sandpoint, and I know she vouched for you and your known friend. But I'm worried because this is bigger than just a couple of stray goblins attacking passengers on the Lost Coast Road.
Well, we're here to help. If you have anything, you let us know. Even if it's just coming down here and talking with your militia boys and helping out with sword training. I got you back, friend. I know it's been a rough time for you.
He says, thank you, and again, likewise. So the party heads out, and he does, you know what? We can end from there. I know Matthew has to leave as well. Um, that's what we'll end on. I think we got a lot of good, solid role play today. I thank everyone for checking us out. We're doing this Thursdays, 7 EST to around 10 p.m. EST every Thursday. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you for those who've been with us since day one. Um, again, everyone have a wonderful weekend.